An enhanced risk of severe storms over much of the southeast today. We're going to keep a close eye on that. This storm system will turn to showers and chilly weather this weekend over the mid-Atlantic and southern New England. Unfortunately, it does look like it's going to linger into Mother's Day. And then next week, warmth and summer-like temperatures spread over much of the country east of the Rockies. It's May 6, 2022. This is Weather Live.
From Greenville, South Carolina, covering weather across America. This is Weather Live with meteorologist Rich Lupia.
Thanks for watching us today on your social media platform. Please be sure to like and subscribe to us, whether it is on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. Severe weather has avoided a good part of the southeast this spring, but today will be an exception to that rule. Have several ways to get weather warnings, especially this afternoon and into this evening in many highly populated areas across the southeast from the Atlanta area up to Richmond, Virginia. Now, let's take a look to the risk, which is an enhanced risk of severe weather from RVA through Atlanta down into southern Alabama and southern Georgia. We'll zoom in a little bit more specifically here. Most of North and South Carolina, especially the upstate of South Carolina and the Midlands of South Carolina, north and west of Columbia, most of Georgia, including the Atlanta area. This is going to be a big severe weather day for you. Now, the tornado threat. There's a threat of high winds and hail with these storms, and that's the primary threat. But there is a tornado threat late this afternoon and into this evening across southern Virginia and northern North Carolina. RVA, Raleigh-Durham, and Tidewater, you especially have to be on guard late this afternoon and into this evening for tornadoes. The threat for tornadoes is back also across the Atlanta area, and that threat will be over the next several hours. That's why it's very important that you like and share this update to try and get it out there to as many people as possible to help beat the algorithms. We have the clouds streaming quickly across Alabama and into Georgia. This is going to limit the amount of sunshine and the amount of convective potential in Georgia, but as you can see, there's a lot of breaks out ahead of it in the Carolinas and heading up towards Virginia. That is going to be trouble later this afternoon and into this evening from the upstate of South Carolina through Charlotte to Greensboro, Raleigh-Durham, and up to RVA. Now let's time this out. On the latest 6Z now, noon, the Atlanta area, Chattanooga up towards Knoxville, and then 1, 2, 3 o'clock, it's getting into the upstate of South Carolina at that point, towards Macon, and getting into Asheville and into the mountains of western North Carolina. 4, 5, 6 o'clock, it's hitting the Charlotte area, getting up into Greensboro, and approaching the Raleigh-Durham area, and also severe storms out ahead of it, getting into southern Virginia. 7, 8, 9 o'clock, that's the biggest threat for tornadoes and severe weather. Tidewater, RVA, and into northern North Carolina, with a secondary line potentially coming in back of it, coming off the mountains out of the upstate of South Carolina and in through the Charlotte area, heading eastbound. But by 10, 11 o'clock and into midnight, most of the severe weather threat is done. All right, so what happens after midnight? Well, I'm glad you asked, or in this case, maybe not glad that you asked. There's going to be lingering rains for most of the day across the Ohio Valley, across Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey, southern New England, even getting into upstate New York. And this is unfortunately going to linger not just through all day Saturday, but into Mother's Day as well. This is definitely a fly in the ointment for the forecast. It's not just going to be the immediate coast. It will be inland just a little bit. Again, every day with this storm system evolving and slowing down, it looks like the bad weather is putting itself farther and farther inland. So unfortunately, this is not going to be a good Mother's Day for the big cities. It's going to be the east wind, the rain, the cool, not just along the immediate coast, but into the big cities and even carrying a little bit west of Interstate 95. Just want to get that update out for you right now. But once you get to the mountains and over the mountains, especially on the west side of the mountains, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, through most of the interior southeast, Mother's Day is looking good, and it's looking good heading into next week as well. Next week's going to be a quiet weather week east of the Mississippi River, with the exception of some thunderstorms, some of which could be severe across the Dakotas and across Minnesota on Monday as that boundary of particularly warm air works its way through that part of the country. Once you get past that, we are looking at a very warm and dry week. There could be some lingering rain showers across the Carolinas and near the coast, but most of the week will be dry, most of the week will be warm. And then the threat for thunderstorms, scattered thunderstorms, starts to come into the southeast Friday and into next weekend. But warm temperatures continue to dominate. And by warm, I'm talking summer-like warm, where we're getting into mid-May. When you get above normal temperatures in mid-May, that means summer-like weather. Lots of 70s, 80s, and 90s all across the central and eastern parts of the country. This includes the Great Lakes. This includes the Northeast. Even into Southeast Canada, it is going to be a very warm summer-like week next week. Everything goes fully green. Get out and enjoy it. That's Weather Live for this May 6, 2022. Stay tuned for this message from Wonder of Weather for Kids.
Do you have kids or know people who have kids who are elementary school age? Do they love the weather? Are they fascinated by it? Scared by it? Check out the Wonder of Weather for Kids. Want to know more about what makes the weather? Hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, thunderstorms, drought, snowstorms? I cover it all in 25 easy-to-digest lessons of 10 to 20 minutes apiece. Over 6 hours of material. Go to richlupia.com to purchase the program and start watching the videos now.